Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late August 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Saggies. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going. Guides and spirit team, talk to me about the Saggies here in late August. What energies, messages, insights can we pull for our good friends? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. Let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy, please, and thank you. Let's get this first card out. See what's happening as we shift into Virgo season. What's going on for the Sagittarius collective, please? All right, thank you. Okay, so this could be a really big card of focus, and don't be freaked out by this imagery. Obviously, we see that big bad wolf looking at Red Riding Hood, right? Looking at her like she's a scrumptious little snack. But to me, I don't get like that stranger danger type of energy here. To me, it's more of like a big card of focused energy, focused intent. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So yeah, already told you we have that big bad wolf in the background looking at little Red Riding Hood walking down the road. So of course I could always just say, yeah, just be careful, be cautious in this time. There could be someone that has you under the microscope. Sure. I mean, I'm not going to really lean into that message too much until I see what shows up in the tarot portion. To me, I see that wolf and it's like staring right at Red Riding Hood. Like that's the main focus of the energy. So for some of you, there could be a very specific individual or a very specific situation that's taking up the lion's share of your focus in this time. Okay, whether it's for good, bad, or indifferent, it's like a hyper focus type of energy. Now, for a portion of you, maybe there's someone focused on you, right? You might be under someone's microscope for sure. But to me, it's more like King of Wands-ish, where Spirit's saying like, hey, Saggy, reassess where you're putting your energy. Are you focusing on the right things? Are you putting your energy in places you shouldn't? And we're just going to leave it at that for now. So we'll put the big bad wolf over there. Let's get into tarot. And I always say the first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's shuffle it up one time here. What do we got for the beautiful Saggies and guides? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled The Big Ending, so I do feel for a lot of Sagittarians, especially with the week before, we were seeing changes and cycles closing. A lot of you could be going through a lot of metamorphosis. There could be a lot of things changing in your life, personal relationships, even spirituality for some of you. And last week I did see some cycle coming to a close. Okay, now does every ending have to be bad? Absolutely not. Some of them are happy endings, some of them are good. But I saw it in multiple places where for a lot of you something is coming to a culmination. So let's see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be looking at your vibe or someone that you're linked to. So let's get 3 cards here for my Saggies, please. What's going on? Late August, Virgo season. What's going on for the Saggies? Okay, we do have the Hermit. I mean, makes sense with the big bad wolf. Some of you might just be minding your own business, okay, in your own lane. The Hermit energy is a very retracted type of vibe, like it's pulled back. So for a portion of you, maybe there's something you're pulling back your energy from. Let's get a couple more out here. We'll see what's up. Thank you. 5 of Cups. All right. Yeah, this is a little down. This energy is a little downtrodden. Okay, and we'll talk about it a little more. Let's get one more out here for Saggy. Yeah, when we get the Hermit with the 5 of Cups, very goth, very emo, such sad. Yeah, 5 of Cups. I mean, 5 of Pentacles, pardon me. Okay, so if you're cool, if everything's fine and you are not bothered by anything, like this could be someone you are connected to, probably going through a pretty difficult time, whether they're speaking about it or not. Like, and it's kind of hitting me in the feelers here with these first 3 cards. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, my friends, I'm already commenting on it. We have obviously the double fives here, which whenever there's repeating numbers, we have to really keep an eye on it. All of these cards do lean to the gloomy type of side. Now, that could be on a spectrum for a lot of you. It could just be having a few gloomy days. For some of you, it might be a need to shake this type of energy off. But someone feels a little down in the dumps with this energy, and we'll talk about it. Now, for a portion of you, it might be a time of healing when we have this hermit retracted back from this. So if you're going through a thing with another person, both of you are in a very similar mode. But let's go through piece by piece and really build this out. So position number one, the hermit, Virgo energy. We are in Virgo season at this time of filming. So this could be a very simple message. It could just tell us like what the main theme is going to be for Saggy within Virgo season. If you're connected to a Virgo, this could represent them. Now, the Hermit isn't all challenge, and neither are these cards. These cards could have positives as well. When we see the Hermit, in its positive sense, it's very wise. It connects to spirituality. There's a little mystery to this hermit as well. So sometimes it's a little surprising or unexpected, just a little shrouded. For some of you, you might just be in a mode and mindset where you might purposely be putting yourself in hermit mode where it's like, okay, I'm just going to stick over here. I'm not going to socialize much, which is a little peculiar to me because I know Saggies are generally very social people. But this hermit's kind of like doing its own thing here when I see it. Now, you could purposely be pulling your energy back from something. Once again, this could represent communication issues. So this might be someone that you don't have contact with. When we're looking at the rougher side of it, it could be solitude. It could also be a little lonely. So when I see Hermit, which is a lonely card, Five of Cups, which is a lonely card, Five of Pentacles, which is a lonely card, this is somebody that really might need some companionship. Okay, or is missing somebody, absolutely. But let's just keep moving because, again, when we clarify, this could really change the whole vibe up. Moving to the center, we have the Five of Cups, and I always playfully call this our little goth or emo friend, all dressed in black, standing by the cups. And of course, when you get a card that people call the River of Tears, it's upset. And again, it's on a spectrum. It could just be a couple of gloomy days where you might just be feeling a little down. Your energy might be a little down. You could be recovering from an emotionally intense situation when this is here, especially with the Hermit. This is a very healing-based type of vibe. But to me, the Five of Cups also has a lot of hope. Know that when we get cards that are fives, this isn't a final destination. This is just part way through a journey. So just know whatever it is you might be going through or you might not be feeling too great about, to me it's like, okay, well, this is just a little speed bump, right? Because fives are halfway to 10. Notice that there's still cups standing. There's still things off in a distance. So that's the positive that I always glean from this card is like, okay, it might be a problem. It might be a situation, but it could just be a rough patch. And we'll look into it deeper for sure. Now, when we get to the back end, we have the Five of Pentacles. Now, I will say this. If we are talking monetary things, for some of you, it might be issues in regards to money. It might be issues in regards to work and how you earn pentacles. It's two people that are out in the cold. In its worst case scenario, this could be abandonment issues. Again, like the rest of this, there's a solitude, there's a loneliness. I don't always like to go worst case scenario with these cards, but when we get the Hermit and the Five of Cups and the Five of Pentacles, it's a lot to deal with here. Okay, so if this is between you and another person, there's a mirroring going on where both are probably feeling a little similar. And I would say this could be a warning about work situations and about money in general. Okay. But again, like I was mentioning, like to me, this isn't a final destination. It's a rough patch. Like with the Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles, it's like, all right, this isn't the be all end all. It's just a situation. It's just a little problem. So I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here and see what's happening from the beautiful Saggies. See what's going on. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Hermit. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Saggy, you could drop it down in the comments. I don't mind. Okay, let's see what the Hermit's about. All these people dressed in black. So why is the Hermit here? Thank you. Page of Swords. So defensive. So defensive. Now, I will say this, my friends, And I got a very similar read for Leo last week. And with the Oracle card that we had in the beginning, now we have the Watcher of the Tarot deck. This is coming through in a couple of different ways. One, this could be somebody where it feels like, I don't want to say it's like they're in a nutshell. Like for some reason, a tough nut to crack was like popping into my head here. So to me, it's like someone that's like insulating themselves or trying to protect themselves from something. Like the walls are up here. But aside from that message that I was picking up with these two, it's given me the first message we were talking about with this is that there could be somebody keeping tabs. There could be somebody watching something. So for you, there might be a situation where someone you're keeping tabs on from a distance. There could also be someone that's keeping little tabs on you as well. I feel like it's a very simple, straightforward message. So there's somebody watching something. There's somebody watching someone. The Page of Swords. Now this could represent an air sign if you're having issues with the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and their energies pulled back. The defenses could still be up. So keep that in mind, because out of all the pages, this is extremely defensive. Yeah, sometimes it could be a conversation, but I feel like this is an energy that's a little apprehensive to step forward, where it's someone who's like, no, not yet, not going to talk about it yet. I don't know why it's giving me that vibe. So it's given me several different messages. And yeah, on top of that, I feel like this could be somebody watching and keeping tabs in one way or another. So we're going to keep moving. We'll talk about it more during the recap. But yeah, there's someone with the walls up. Not yet in regards to talking about something. So let's see what that Five of Cups has to say. And we're just going to keep it pushing here. We're going to keep it pushing. So why is that Five of Cups in the mix for Saggy? Please. Thank you. Four of Wands in reverse. So the 11-11 card showing up here, even in reverse. This could be very positive. This could be somebody that they don't feel super stable at the moment. They might feel like the ground is a little shaky underneath them, which is to be expected, especially if you've been dealing with some things. And I have to mention, pay attention to the signs, synchronicities, and omens in this time, because I know a lot of people that view these readings, they receive them, right? Most people that watch tarot are very spiritual, and they see the signs and synchronicities of spirit. I feel like they're going to be amped up for you. They're going to be ramped up. So just know your guide spirit team could be sending you omens and signs and just really reiterating to you and trying to comfort you. That's what I feel like. To me, it's like there's comfort from the other side coming in for a lot of Saggies. So do with that what you will. Now, the Four of Wands, aside from that little hook I just did, when we have the Four of Wands, it could represent celebration. It could represent people that are happy, having a really good time. So when I see it in reverse, we're seeing someone that's not having a good time. So just know, for some of you, maybe this upcoming week, you're going to be a little grumpier than normal. If you're a high energy type of person, you might be a little lower, and that's okay. Everything in life is in ebbs and flows. But I do feel somebody going through something, and they could be feeling like there's a big lack of stability around them, like the ground is shaking. Okay, so we're just going to keep moving. Yeah, and the sky's not falling or anything like that. Like everyone goes through little times like this. So let's see what the Five of Pentacles has to say, and we'll do a quick little recap. I mean, there's like little slivers of hope within this reading too, and that's making me happy. So let's go in on that Five of Pentacles before the recap. Why is it here? Thank you. Magician in reverse, huh? Okay. Highly spiritual. One thing I will say about this spread, Sagittarius, is half the cards are spiritual in nature. They're universal. They're karmic in nature. With the Magician, the Four of Wands, the Hermit, highly spiritual cards. So for a lot of you, you could find comfort in different types of spirituality. Now, when I see the Magician in the upright, it's usually talking about manifesting. When it's in reverse, like there could be certain situations you're dealing with that are out of your hands right now, where certain things happened where it's like, I didn't manifest this. I didn't bring this in. It could be a big problem or situation where it's like, you didn't bring it on yourself. It's kind of like a happenstance. There's like not much you could have done here. That's just how it feels to me. Like you could go back and think, shoulda, coulda, woulda, should I did this, should I done that? But to me, it's like, listen, it happened. It happened for a reason, and there's not much you could have done to change it. I don't know why this message is coming through. It feels very potent, though. The Magician is still positive, although it's in reverse. And again, usually it's a card of like ritual, spirituality, and finding comfort in those things. But it's a card of controlling your path. So when I see it in reverse underneath this Five of Pentacles, it's something that's out of your hands, or was. And listen, there's things in life that we can control. There's a lot of things that we can't. Okay, so for some of you, if you're having certain problems or situations, like a lot of them could just be out of your hands, and it could be something you just have to wait it out. You just have to wait it out, let some time pass, and see how it goes. So let's go through and do a quick recap here, Saggy. You know me, I'm an optimistic reader, so I do get a little bummed out when the readings are a little down, but such is life, right? Not every reading is going to be sunshine and rainbows. But if you look here in the box, position number 1, yeah, on the top here, it's like lonely, a hermit-like type of energy. But position number 1, we have the hermit with the page of swords in the upright, and I was getting someone putting some walls up. If you're waiting to talk to somebody, it's like, not yet, not ready yet. It's just giving me that kind of energy. Aside from that, I'm also getting somebody watching as well, like somebody watching either you or you're watching something else. It's like keeping tabs. Moving to the center, I have the 5 of Cups with the 4 of Wands. We have a lot of repeating numbers and omen signals within this reading itself, and I feel for a lot of you, just keep your eyes open, because your guides, ancestors, spirit team are trying to send you comfort from the spiritual realm, which is a beautiful thing. But this is someone that's pretty down right now. They're going through a tough one, which makes sense. So whether that's you being a little bit gloomy or somebody else, it's like they're not really taking it too easy here. On to the back end, we have the 5 of Pentacles with the Magician in reverse. Now, there could be a situation or a problem where it's out of your hands, like it happened, and there's not much you could have done different. Like sometimes things happen, and I don't want that to sound like a cop-out, but that's just the way the energy came through to me. Like, even if you did things a little different, like this result needed to happen for one reason or another. So please take a screenshot of that, Saggy. Let's see what's in the shadows for you, my good friends. So let's shuffle it up here. Let's see what's going on for the Saggy collective, please. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. Oh, and if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going. What is in the shadows for Saggy? The Devil, huh? So for a portion of you, you might be connected to a Capricorn, or somebody with prominent Capricorn placements. Now, when I see the Devil, I don't always go worst case scenario with this card, but like within the reading itself, it is something that is sticking out. Like, this could represent a problem or situation that's not the easiest to deal with. I will say again, for a lot of you, there's a big spiritual emphasis in this week's reading as well. So make sure you keep connected to your spirituality in whatever form it plays for you in your life. It's super important. And I know not every person out there is a spiritual person, but you might want to inject at least some spiritual studies if you're not a spiritual person. But when I see the Devil showing up in the shadows, to me, it's clearly just a situation or something that's not easy to deal with. It's either something, and yes, it could represent toxic relationships and obsessed people and jealousy, all that stuff. But again, I don't like to go crazy with the descriptions. To me, it just feels like something that either you've been dealing with for a long time or something where it's going to take a while to find a full solution. Okay, and it's showing up here in the shadows. So shadow work's never easy. Spirit might want you to dig in, though, especially if you're in hermit mode, like we saw within the reading. So, Saggy, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Much love. Don't click away just yet, though. I'll be giving you the details of the August subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. And for the July subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's fire and air readings. But for the August subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Gilded Tarot Royale, one of my favorite decks ever. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you could time travel, would you rather go into the past to meet your ancestors, or would you rather go into the future to meet your descendants? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.